All right, what's going on? How you doing, man? Once again, I want to thank you for your ongoing support on Patreon. I mean, you've been a long-time Patreon supporter, and once again, you've qualified for a private Q&A video. Let's get right into it. If I look a little pink, it's because I'm probably sunburnt for being outside today. For rarity, I'm actually outside. I was power washing my driveway, and hopefully it goes away this week, but people are going to see me nice and pink on webcam all week. For my arm. Look at my arm. It's pinker than my face, I think. But anyway, let's get right to it. Your first question. You said, Phil, a few weeks ago, the guy from REUPLOAD talked about you in one of his podcasts. Basically, he was watching lame detractor videos and feeding the haters. I feel like you should have a chance to defend yourself. Would you consider making a video with him and basically having a positive conversation with the guy? Maybe his fans will be interested to visit your streams if they see that you're different from those anti-DSP videos. Oh boy. I'm going to tell you about Rich, all right? And the kind of guy Rich is, because I'm sorry, you know, but Rich is the kind of guy who, in real life, I would never, ever want to have an association with this fucking guy, all right? First of all, Rich, ReviewTechUSA, started out on YouTube as a tech reviewer. That's what he did. He would be sent a graphics card, a monitor, a piece of, you know, equipment for a PC or gaming or stuff like that, and he would review that tech, and he would play games and stuff and review games and stuff like that. And he got popular for that. But then Rich realized that the YouTube bandwagon, right, the way to really make YouTube money was to do what other people were doing. And he saw that there were people who were basically considered talking heads, where every day they would take a news story that sometimes would have to do with gaming, maybe it would have to do with something else, but usually it would be something ludicrous, whatever the ludicrous story of the day is, to cash up drama, right, to get a lot of drama involved. And he would basically just take that news story and commentate about it. One video a day, and this is his content. Nothing whatsoever to do with reviewing tech, nothing whatsoever to do with, you know, just basically drama for the sake of getting views on YouTube, all right? Then Rich realized, well, if I start saying controversial things and basically starting internet feuds and doing things, I could draw up even more drama, and I could get more attention for my video. So he started doing that. Then he started getting a social media following. So he said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing tons of, like, trolling shit on the internet. I'm going to put up pictures of men's nipples, you know, big, hairy, ugly dudes' naked nipples, and tweet it at random people. Basically, Rich is the kind of guy who, like, he's the high school jock who never grew up, right? He's the guy who just doesn't get reality. Like, to him, he thinks that it's totally cool to do all that stupid kiddie shit and to make money, because he makes money off of it, so why would he care, right? No matter who it hurts, no matter what happens with what he does, as long as he benefits from it, he doesn't give a fuck. And he's also one of those fair weather people where at some points he'll stick up for you, and then all of a sudden he'll stab you in the back. And I'll give you a perfect example here, okay? Rich used to constantly bring me up and say negative stuff about me and that, oh, you know, oh my God, Phil's YouTube channel's failing and shit like that. Drama. Which is, I don't even know the guy. I don't talk to the guy. I don't talk about the guy. So why he would bring me up in his videos or whatever, I don't even understand. Then, last year, I had my incident where I was caught doing a thing that was quite inappropriate to be doing on a stream. And Rich actually stood up for me and said, listen, you know, it was obviously something, it's not faked. It's something that it was legitimate. It's something that he did completely by accident. And you shouldn't crucify the guy for doing something that we all do. Is it shitty that it happened to him in a bad situation and now it's all over the internet forever and he'll never live it down? Yeah, but I think he can recover as long as he sticks to his guns. He admits that he did it or whatever. And I did, you know, at the time I did exactly what everyone had kind of said I should do. I admitted, I fessed up to it. I said it was an honest mistake. I laughed at the memes. I didn't get angry. And it went away. I mean, even though people still bring it up to this day, I still laugh at it. I still think it's fucking funny what happened. But Rich actually stood up for me in that situation and said positive things about me. 3 months later, actually take it back. 2 months later, so from May when that happened to July, he's back to making drama shit. Oh my God, he's looking at Social Blade. Oh my God, look at Phil's views on YouTube. They're down. He's going to go out of business. What is his fucking business anyway? He doesn't know how much money I'm making. He doesn't know anything about anything. Yeah, here he is talking shit like I'm going to go out of business. I'm doing horrible at business. It's none of his business, but he loves to do that. He loves to drop drama and shit to get people to come see his stuff. The more negativity he can stir up, the better, because then he can get more attention for himself. Much like Keemstar and all those other people. It's funny because apparently he claims sometimes he hates Keem or whatever. He's just like him. He's literally become Keemstar light in a lot of ways. Now, in particular, I think the reason that Rich did that stream was because someone had asked me, I think on a pre-stream or something about him. Basically, I said, I know nothing about him. I don't really care about him. I don't want to talk about him. And then somehow we got into some other subject, and I made a comment. And I said, I feel that YouTubers, that all they do is they take a news story or they take a drama, and all they do is make these drama vids or whatever, are completely worthless. They add nothing to society. They do nothing productive. All they do is hurt people at the expense of their own gratitude, so they can make money and they could get popular. They hurt other people on purpose. There's no purpose to having TMZ on YouTube. TMZ itself is horrendous. We don't need it on YouTube, and that's what Keemstar is, And I think when I made that comment, he thought I was talking about him, which actually I wasn't. I was more referencing Keemstar. I didn't say him by name, but I was kind of referencing Keemstar, and he must have thought that I was talking about him because someone previously in that same pre-stream or whatever had asked about Rich and ReviewTechUSA. So he probably got all butthurt, because that's how he is too. He's a little bitch. He gets like so angry about little things. He can say whatever he wants about you, but God forbid you say something about him. Now that's it. So he decided to go down and sit and watch detractor videos with his viewers. Why? Because he knew the detractors would come. Oh my God, a YouTuber who's popular is watching detractor videos about Phil. I gotta go join that. And that's what they did. And guess what? He got a boost in views and he made money on it. Rich is a whore. I'm sorry. Rich is a whore. That is the best thing you could describe it. He had something that he wanted to do on YouTube. He wasn't being successful at it, so he decided to give up on it, throw it away, and now do something that everyone else does, and whore out other people for money. He jumps on the biggest trends, the biggest drama. He'll make you comment about the biggest stories just for his own personal benefit and attention. He doesn't care who he hurts. He doesn't care at what expense, just like Keemstar. He's just as bad as Keemstar. The only difference is he's nowhere near as fucking popular as Keemstar. Therefore, he's not as destructive when he makes videos like that. Like, I'll be honest, that video he did, that stream, no one cared. Like, it didn't negatively affect me at all because no one cares about fucking ReviewTechUSA. You know what I mean? He literally is the copycat who jumped on the drama bandwagon way later than everybody else. He's worthless. He could just disappear from YouTube tomorrow, and no one would give a fuck. Everyone would be like, oh, well, go to the next drama guy. Versus someone like me, if I disappeared from YouTube, how many other people are there like me on YouTube right now that are genuine gamers who are doing it the way I still do it? They're not doing these highly fucking polished, edited, scripted bullshit. They're doing genuine gameplay and stuff like me. No, everyone's abandoned my formula because it's not nearly as lucrative as doing it the other way around. But I stuck to my guns and I still do what I do. If I disappear from YouTube, there's a huge gap missing. If he disappears from YouTube, fucking who gives a shit? Wipe your ass with him and go fucking watch the next drama guy who's exactly the same, right? So you're saying, why should I do a video with him or have a positive conversation with him? Maybe his fans will be interested to visit your streams if they see that you're different from those anti-DSP videos. I'll tell you right now, that won't happen because his viewers are brain dead. His viewer, like seriously, the people who watch his drama shit, they're not there to watch intelligent gameplay stream. They're not there to have fun with a gamer who's not going to jump in on all the popular shit that's popular on YouTube. They're there for drama and kiddie shit. And already amongst those drama viewers, they think that I'm a horrible person because I jerked off on stream and all the other shit. So all that stuff, you know what I mean? It's basically, it's not going to benefit me at all. For me to do a video with him or sit down with him and have a conversation with him like that wouldn't benefit me at all. It would benefit him because he get the drama, he get the burst, he get everything. It would just have no positive impact whatsoever on me. His viewers are never going to come watch my shit. And it sucks because I know that the guy can be reasonable. Like I said, there was times when he's been reasonable with me and I think I'm cool with him. And then it immediately turns around and he has to say more negative drama shit about me. So I want nothing to do with the guy. Seriously, like that guy, he's such a two-faced fat piece of shit. He pisses me off. Like I seriously hate people like that are so fucking dishonest and two-faced and will do anything to make a fucking nickel. He's disgusting in my opinion. I mean, he's a disgusting human anyway. He sucks on fucking cucumbers that look like dicks and he's fucking shirtless and shit. He's gross. He's a fucking nasty dude. I want nothing to fucking do with him. There you go. That's an honest answer, huh? All right, your next question. He said, this year, YouTube seems to be doing worse and worse. Looks like it isn't really going to be a reliable source of income anymore. Do you have a plan B besides Twitch and Patreon in case YouTube goes away? And then you start, okay, your other questions are something different. I mean, dude, what plan B? And I'll be honest here. I did have plan Bs. They all went away because of what's happened with me in the past few years. So to recap, my plan was that I was going to move from Connecticut to Washington. I was going to try to expand my business once I came out here, meaning I was going to try to do different things, various things, because now I had a room that's more like a studio. I mean, soundproofing foam behind me, right? I can work longer hours. I could do more flexible things. I have different filming locations and shit that I can do out here. I had a girlfriend who was living with me who could help me with videos and stuff, and also financially could help support the effort and stuff like that. My goal was hopefully to move out here, hopefully to keep things going and maybe make them grow to some extent. And within, say, 2-3 years, basically have paid off the debt of the move, and now I could look to maybe do other ventures. What I wanted to do was maybe save up enough money that, number one, I could sell the condo in Connecticut and get rid of it, because I was hoping that within 3, 4, 5 years, I would have paid off enough of the condo that I could sell it, get rid of it. Then it's not a burden on me anymore. Now I have, $1,000 or more extra a month that I have to spend on whatever, and eventually I could save up, and maybe I could start my own business that's outside of YouTube, because I've always wanted to do my own kind of brick and mortar business somewhere and be responsible for that or whatever. Sadly, none of my plans that I ever really planned out ever came to fruition, because what happened was I moved across the country, and that first year, which as I expected was rough, I was getting set up or whatever, and then immediately people became so fucking jealous and just angry that here's a YouTuber who doesn't conform to all the norms of what a YouTuber should be doing to be popular on YouTube, and he's outspoken, and he doesn't put up with bullshit from anyone. And there were so many of these little insignificant people who just got butthurt over the stupidest fucking shit that they made it their life's goal to hurt me, that I got multiple false copyright strikes against my channel. I had to delete millions of views from my channel by deleting all those pre-streams that used fan art, and because of that, my YouTube channel plummeted out of the rankings. Basically, it stopped getting the best ads to make the most money. It stopped showing up in the YouTube rankings, so I never would show up in search anymore. And literally in the summer of 2015, you could see this if you actually look at a graph of my views from when I started to when I moved, and then the summer of 2015, there's one month where there's a gap in my views because they dipped because of the fuck up of having to delete all those videos, and the channel never recovered. Basically, it went from here to here to here, and this is where it's been. So because I lost over a third of my viewership in one summer because of false copyright strikes, I'm screwed financially. Like, it really did screw me over. All the debt that I incurred moving across the country, I thought I could pay off. I couldn't. Actually, what ended up happening was there was a lot of things like credit cards and stuff that I had charged up on promotional interest rates. And my goal was, I could pay this much a month on this credit card, and I even, figured it out. If I do this and this, within 2-3 years, before the interest rates balloon or whatever, I'll be able to pay everything off. And then because they did that to me in the summer of 2015, I couldn't. I did lower my payments. I could, hard to make ends meet. I was trying to afford all the games and everything. That's why I opened a Patreon eventually, because I knew I was going to need that kind of help and stuff. Dude, there's no plan B. That's the problem. There's no plan. The real plan B, here's the real plan B. The real plan B is, if everything falls apart, I got to sell my house, which sucks. I believe, I really haven't looked into it, but I may have a significant amount of equity in this house. Like, when I bought it versus now, I'm almost positive the house value has gone up around $80,000 at least. So, worst case scenario, YouTube falls out or something goes wrong, I'll have to basically try to sell my house as quick as possible, use that money to basically make ends meet for a limited amount of time till I could get a better place or smaller place out here, a small apartment or whatever, which is going to suck because I won't have the office anymore, right? And the quality is going to dip or whatever. And then basically trying to skirt with whatever I'm able to do online. If I can't do anything online at all, like let's say YouTube completely is destroyed, I'll have to try to find a job out here. And I know between the job and doing online stuff only part-time instead of full-time, there's no way I'll make as much money as I'm making right now. It's going to be terrible. It would be awful. It would be absolutely 100% God-fucking awful if all that happened. But I'm sorry, this is reality. There's no plan B. I never had an opportunity to have a plan B. As soon as I made the choice to move across the country, I was locking myself into a situation. Now, did I think that people were going to find a way to game YouTube's system and file false copyright strikes for fucking fan art against my YouTube channel and get me out of YouTube search rankings and make my income dip by over a third and all that? No, I never fucking fathomed that any of that would happen, okay? And it sucks. I mean, absolute worst case scenario. Sell the house, basically give up the dream of having anything that I would ever want in life and move back to Connecticut to this shitty ass condo that I can't get rid of because I'm stuck with it because I can't get rid of it. I can't sell it because I owe way more on it than it's worth. I can't rent it because I can't find any reliable rental agency in Connecticut to fucking do the work for me. I looked into 3 different ones and none of them wanted to handle it or they weren't reputable enough to handle it. My parents can't help anymore because they're too elderly. They can't rent out the condo in Connecticut for me and take care of that shit. So I'm fucked. I'm stuck with this condo draining my finances every single fucking month and I cannot get rid of it. I mean, what I could do, just stop paying the mortgage and then it'll get repossessed or not repossessed, foreclosed on and then they'll take it from me. But that'll ruin my credit, which already my credit's horrible. But imagine horrible credit now being put into abysmally bad, never recover credit. That's what would happen if that happens. And if I had to move back to Connecticut, keep in mind, no more studio. Videos will all sound awful again. Won't be able to film as much as I do now or do as much as I do now because I'll be way more limited. Taxes will go back up. I'll be paying state tax again. I won't be able to do tax write-off for my office anymore because they won't have an office anymore. Weather, you know, with the snow and everything, I can't shovel snow because of my back and everything. If I start shoveling, my back will go right back to how bad it was. I'll be right back in that situation again. My internet will be fucked up again like it constantly was when I lived in Connecticut. So you're talking like basically taking all the awesome things that I've earned by working my ass off on YouTube since, you know, 2008 and throwing them all the fuck away and giving up and throwing in the towel and going back to Connecticut. That's worst case scenario. That's plan B. And I don't want to do that. That's why support from people like you is so critical and important because I can't, man. And, you know, some people think, oh, well, he doesn't need 2 houses. You're right, I don't. But I certainly can't go back to Connecticut. And I can't get rid of that house. That's the problem. It's just a terrible situation where I thought, give it 3-5 years. When I bought that condo in Connecticut, I think it was, and this is not an exaggeration, and please don't share this information. I'm pretty sure I bought it for around $120-something thousand. It was way overpriced, but I thought I was going to have this nice office job, this cushy job that I'd be able to work for years and it wouldn't be an issue. And then immediately within a year, I got laid off from the office job, which is really fucked up, right? The only reason I got that condo was so I could be closer to work, which is so fucked up that they would then lay me off afterward because of it. So I thought, oh, you know, 3 to 5 years I'll be able to pay off the condo. Well, right now I believe that my mortgage, I've paid off enough that I'm down to like 100-something thousand, like 105,000 maybe. But guess how much the condo is worth? I bought it in 2009, so in only 8 years, the condo went from 130,000 or 120-some thousand to $60,000. And it didn't degrade. It's not like the condo's bad. It's because that's what's happened with the real estate market in Connecticut. It has crapped out and fallen through the bottom. I can't sell it. This is ridiculous. I'm stuck. I'm stuck between so many financial, all these credit cards that I racked up, right, to move and to keep the business afloat after having a third less income. And then on promotional rates that ran out, and now I'm paying shitloads of interest every month on credit cards and shit. The condo that's draining me every month and I can't get rid of, and a girlfriend who is no longer in the picture, so I have no supplemental income. You know what I mean? I'm financially fucked. It's going to take years of effort to try to dig myself out of this fucking hole. It really is. And it sucks. I hope that someday I'll get out of it. I don't know if I ever will. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. I know that's a horrible thing to think of, but that's just the reality. I don't know. There's no magic plan B. I don't have elderly parents to fall back on. I'm not going to get magic inheritance unless maybe I win the lotto. I buy a lotto ticket every year, week. So there you go. Plan C is if I win the lotto, I can pay off everything and not have to worry about this shit anymore. But I don't know, man. And I know. It's funny. People who work 9-to-5 jobs, who hate their jobs, are in a much better financial situation than I am loving what I'm doing. In fact, I'll be very honest with you. I didn't love what I do. If I didn't love coming on stream every day and streaming and sharing my gameplay experiences with people and, interacting on social media and all, if I didn't love it, I would probably fucking be so depressed, clinically depressed, to the point where, I didn't want to go commit myself or something. Because the fact that I love what I do, I have positivity coming in every day and all that, it means so much to me. It keeps me going. You know what I mean? All the shit that I've been through, the fact that I'm horribly in a bad financial situation, it all makes it worth it when I get to wake up and play games and have fun and share those experiences with people on a daily basis. And then people come back to me and say, Phil, you make us happy with what you do. And it's like, it goes hand in hand. It's such an awesome, cool thing, a reciprocal thing. So yeah, I mean, that's the God's honest truth, Tom. I know that's a lot of stuff that's real straightforward and honest, and you were like, whoa, holy shit. Maybe you didn't think I was going to go into that much detail, but there's your honest answer, all right? Your next question, he said, would you be interested in handing out more perks on Patreon? For example, doing a monthly multiplayer session with patrons who pledge a certain amount of money. Thanks for answering these questions. I mean, that's always kind of been one of the things that people have said, why don't you do a monthly multiplayer session? And honestly, I mean, the real God's honest reason here is, number one, because there just aren't a lot of great multiplayer games that are worth going back to. I mean, I'll just think about it. Overwatch, okay. Maybe like a fighting game, but like imagine if like Street Fighter 5 was one, and then I hate the game, I don't want to ever play it again, and I'm pressured I have to play it with patrons and shit. I'd hate that. You know, right now, what multiplayer games am I playing? Ultra Street Fighter 2, okay, but that game's garbage online. Destiny 2, I guess. I am planning on doing like a patrons only multiplayer event coming up in the next few months, but I have to wait for games like Call of Duty, World War II, and Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Those games have to be released so that I can actually set up that event, because there need to be good enough multiplayer games to make the event. That's the thing. The other thing is, and a lot of people don't realize this, it's very time consuming every month when people pledge to get everyone upgraded, to get everyone on the forums, to figure out where they're supposed to be posting their information and stuff, and then to organize that stuff. Just to do the monthly event that I do for patrons, it takes weeks of work to get everyone upgraded. Then you have to go to this thread and post up your availability and what games you're interested in, and then I have to sort that out, and then I have to fucking put it all together and try to make a schedule, and then people say, oh, I can play this day but not this day. It takes a ton of work. Now imagine I have to do that every month. I have to organize that. Like, it's crazy of the amount of work, so I don't even know if I'd be able to do it every month. This would all be fine if I were more than one person. If there were a team of people here, and this was DSP Gaming, and you had Phil, and you had Dave, and you had Josh, and we had people who could work separately on this shit, and and I wasn't one man, then I would say, yeah, a monthly multiplayer session on Patreon surely makes perfect sense. But that's the problem. I'm one guy. I'm already streaming anywhere from minimum of 4 to upwards of 6 to 7 hours a day. Plus I'm uploading videos to YouTube. Plus I'm doing all the social media and all the work on the back end. So I'm working about 10 to 12 hours a day, straight, with maybe a break between, which isn't really a break for me to rush and make dinner and then come right back. There's no time in the day for me to do this kind of stuff. Even when I do it, for the times that I do it, it's a time crunch. And that's what sucks. A lot of people want me to do these Patreon perks. I'm like, okay, but how do I do it by myself? If I could multiply my fucking self, then sure. If I were multiple man, I could do tons of fun events, and I would love to do them. The problem is I'm not. I'm one guy, and if I'm going to keep doing the streams everyone wants, then I can't do the Patreon stuff, right? All right. So I hope that answers your question. Sadly, most of the answers were negative. I certainly didn't want to spin them that way, but I mean, when you're asking about Rich from Review Tech, when you're asking me about a plan B that doesn't exist because my financial situation sucks, then you're asking me about why I can't do more Patreon stuff, and honestly, I'm being real with you. I hope that at least you appreciate the fact that I'm being honest with you. And I hope that you enjoyed the video, regardless that it wasn't a positive video. I certainly hope that you still enjoyed it. All right. Once again, thank you so much for the ongoing support. It means a lot, especially in August. I really needed that money to pay my bills, and it did. If you could believe it, with all the money I got from everything, it didn't overdraw my bank account. I couldn't believe it. I was this close, and I barely made it. Now I got to get through one more month. I got to get to fucking October. If I can get to mid-October when I get paid from Curse and I get paid from Twitch, I had such a good month in August. I know I'm going to be fine, but I have to get there. And I'm looking at, right now, I just sat down tonight, right before I filmed your Q&A video, and I'm paying my bills, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, man, I just got paid from July. July was the slow month, the shitty month on YouTube, where I made almost nothing. And I'm looking like, oh, God, is this going to clear? Now, I don't even know if this is going to clear for next month. And this is the worst fucking feeling in the world to have that, because I just want to play games and have fun. And the bottom line is, when I was in Connecticut, I was succeeding at doing it. It seems like as soon as I fucking moved out here, people got to stick up their ass about me and did everything they possibly could to fucking hurt me. And that's been kind of the downfall since then. And I don't know, man. I just want to keep doing what I love, and people want to see me keep doing what I love, and people like you come out to support me, and I appreciate it, and I hope I can keep it going. I really do. All right. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your help. I hope you enjoyed your Q&A video. I'll see you later, all right? Peace out.